Friends. If you live with chronic illness, burnout, brain fog, or unpredictable energy, you probably know the feeling of waking up and immediately wondering, what am I even capable of doing today? And honestly, sometimes the hardest part isn't even the symptoms. It's not knowing how to support yourself without pushing too hard or feeling guilty for slowing down. That's exactly why I created the Colors of Calm Daily Support Pack. And of course, it's blurry. Go me. There. Ha! Okay. I don't edit my videos, so this is real. So, hi everyone. I'm Adele from Affirm Your Flow. And this is a free support pack that was created for women with unpredictable energy who need softer, more realistic support. Not more pressure, not productivity hacks, and not just staying positive advice. Just gentle tools that help you check in with yourself and choose support that actually matches your capacity for that day. So, you may be wondering, what is the Colors of Calm? Well, it's a system that I created, and it's a simple way to recognize what kind of day your bodies and mind are having. Now, I say day, but most of us know that energy changes sometimes multiple times a day. And that is the great thing about the colors of calm. They change when your energy changes. So, when instead of asking, what can't I do more of? Why can't I do XYZ? Ask yourself, what color am I today? Each color represents a different nervous system or energy state, like red. Red is what I call survival mode. Oops, upside down. These cards are also included in the download in your PDF. This is just printed on 5x7. But like I said, red I consider survival mode. Blue is for brain fog and like just depletion. Yellow is for limited capacity. Purple is for those tender days where you're re-entering your normal after you've been in a after you've been in a red or blue day. You know, how sometimes getting back to your regular routine after a flare can be just as tricky as being in the flare. So I specifically added the color purple for those days. And remember, there's no good or bad color here. The goal isn't to fix yourself, but it's to listen to yourself differently. So, what's inside this freebie? What's inside the Colors of Calm Daily Support Pack? And of course, I don't, this is, okay, this blur thing is driving me nuts. So, you get a daily check-in page, as well as an intro letter and how to use this pack. It explains a little bit more about what the Colors of Calm are. And here's your check-in page. It's simple. You can circle the colors, you can write the colors, you can answer the questions in your head or not answer them at all. I also have gentle journaling prompts, as well as real affirmations. Now, what the heck's a real affirmation? Well, it talks about that right here. It explains what a real affirmation is. And it also gives you reminders for your nervous system and ways for it to stay safe. And it's also a low pressure tool. What I like to say is use what helps and leave the rest. So, and it also comes with cards that are color coded to match your day. So, we talked about red. There's also a green day where you wake up and you feel fantastic. But on green days, you want to make sure that you don't overdo it and end up back in a red day. A yellow day is just pretty much where you stay most of the time. You're kind of just meh. You have some energy, but not enough to really make an impact. Purple, we talked about purple. It is your re-entry days. Again, this is, um, when you're coming back from a blue or red day. Here's your blue. This is your brain fog, your I'm forgetting everything moments right here. Gray is when you're not sure where you're at or when you're just all over the place. Gray is um, when you're unclear. There we go. That's the good word on what color you should be. Pink, pink is mental health. We all have that. We all tend to struggle with it. So there's a section just for mental health. And orange is that spot between yellow and red where you know you're headed for a flare. This is your interruption point so that hopefully you can do things before you actually hit a red day so that you don't have a red day. Or if you end up having a red day, it's not as long and not as, impactful. So this is just a little snapshot of the pack. Again, everything here is designed for it to be self-guided, optional, low demand, and emotionally safe. Remember, you do not need to use everything. I didn't make it that way. I made it to be used bits and pieces, just what you need and leave the rest. Again, you don't need to finish it all. That's not how I created this. And you can stop at any time. That is allowed and that is built into this system. So for example, here we go. You're in a red survival mode day. That support looks entirely different than it does when you're in a green day. And that's on purpose. So for example, in a red day, your only job is to make sure that your body and mind are safe. While a green day, it tells you, you're feeling better. You're having a really, really good day. But that doesn't mean you need to overuse yourself. And honestly, that shift alone, that helps, anything that helps that interruption between that push, crash, guilt cycle is really what this whole thing is. It's those interruption points so that you go, oh, I'm headed into a blue. This is what I need to do. And you have the guide, you have a few examples here. It's just really tip of the iceberg. So for the real affirmation section, I've included a sheet. So what these affirmations mean is that they're realistic, they're embodied, they're adaptive, and it's like a lighthouse that guides you for those during those hard days. It's not forced positivity. It's not pretending everything's okay or that fake it till you make it type of thing. It's just language that really helps your nervous system. And they are affirmations that can actually be believed. Now that for me especially was super important because, I'd say an affirmation and I'd be like, I don't believe that. So how is that benefiting me? So I've really shifted affirmations, like slower still counts. You know, if I have to slow down, that's okay because I'm still moving that dial just a little bit forward. I don't have to earn rest. Now, that one took me a long time. I don't have to earn rest. No, if I'm tired, I'm resting. That is better for me. And in the long run, that's better for my family. Now, this one, today's capacity is enough. So if I'm in a red day and I spend 99% of my time in bed, that's enough. I woke up, I did, and I got out of bed, to go to the bathroom, to eat dinner, or to make food, whatever. That's enough. So, kind of heavy sometimes. Who is this for? This freebie woo, is made for women navigating chronic illness, fatigue, burnout, overwhelm, brain fog, emotional exhaustion, sensory exhaustion, and fluctuating capacity or fluctuating energies. Especially if you're tired of trying to force yourself into routines and systems that don't match your real life. Now, I bet you're wondering where you can download it. You can download it below in the description. I have a link, and remember, use what helps, skip what doesn't. Support should match your capacity and not the other way around. Small still counts, and you can stop here. So download the free Colors of Calm daily support pack below. And if this video helped you feel a little less alone, you're always welcome here on my channel.